The creation of the Imperial-class Star Destroyer was rooted in the closing years of the Galactic Republic and its transformation into the Galactic Empire. Originally, the Republic relied on a decentralized defense, with each planetary system largely responsible for its own security. However, the galaxy-wide conflict known as the Clone Wars reshaped this approach to galactic warfare and laid the groundwork for a centralized, powerful fleet that would later serve the Emperor's will. At the heart of this shift was the Republic's reliance on large, multi-role starships that could dominate space and ground engagements alike. These early capital ships, such as the Venator-class Star Destroyers, were designed by Kuat Drive Yards KDY and proved crucial in allowing the Republic to project power across multiple star systems, responding rapidly to threats from the Separatist forces. The Clone Wars were transformative, both technologically and politically. As the Republic's reliance on KDY grew, the company's influence over starship design was cemented, and its engineers began experimenting with designs that could bring maximum firepower to bear on enemies while instilling fear in any planetary resistance. The Venator class was effective but limited, designed for versatility rather than sheer intimidation. Throughout the war, Chancellor Palpatine, secretly the Sith Lord Darth Sidious, recognized the need for a new generation of warships that would symbolize the Republic's might and later his authoritarian rule over the galaxy. As the war dragged on, KDY designers worked closely with Imperial strategists, refining concepts and addressing shortcomings in existing ships. The shipyards at Kuat became a hive of military innovation, secretly developing prototypes for larger, more intimidating vessels. After Palpatine executed his plan to dismantle the Jedi Order and transform the Republic into the Empire, the idea of a heavily militarized fleet became central to his new regime. It was clear that Palpatine's rule would not be maintained through diplomacy or negotiation. Instead, fear and overwhelming military presence would serve as the tools of his empire. The Imperial-class Star Destroyer was thus conceived as a massive vessel that would strike terror into the hearts of potential rebels and serve as a mobile base of operations, enforcing Imperial law throughout the galaxy. While the Venator class had proven its worth during the Clone Wars, its design left room for improvement. The Empire sought to replace it with a larger, more menacing vessel that could overwhelm any threat with both firepower and the capacity to carry legions of troops. The Imperial-class Star Destroyer was built to fulfill this role, acting as a floating fortress that could establish Imperial presence anywhere in the galaxy. The new design also drew on the lessons learned from the Republic's struggles during the Clone Wars. Throughout the war, Republic forces were often stretched thin, with ships and soldiers scattered across numerous systems. By creating a starship with overwhelming firepower and the ability to intimidate entire worlds, the Empire could maintain control more efficiently and send a clear message to any who dared resist. This process of creating the Imperial-class Star Destroyer involved massive investment in resources and labor. Kuat Drive Yards poured immense resources into its production lines to manufacture the new ships on a scale never before seen. The hull design of the Imperial class retained the wedge shape introduced by the Venator, though it was larger, more angular, and designed specifically to project an aura of dominance. The ship was equipped with heavy turbolaser batteries, ion cannons, and tractor beam projectors capable of subjugating or outright destroying any resistance. Each Imperial-class Star Destroyer could carry a full legion of stormtroopers, multiple squadrons of TIE fighters, and an array of support craft, allowing it to serve as a self-contained invasion force. These ships could lay siege to planets, enforce blockades, and deploy troops with staggering speed and efficiency. The ship's sheer scale was also intended to reinforce the Empire's policy of ruling through fear. At over a mile long, the Star Destroyer dwarfed most other starships of its era, intimidating would-be rebels and signaling to the galaxy that resistance was futile. In many ways, the Imperial-class Star Destroyer embodied the Empire's ethos. It was designed not only to serve as a weapon, but as a psychological tool, fostering submission and compliance wherever it went. When citizens saw an Imperial Star Destroyer hanging in orbit, they were reminded of the Empire's reach and power, of the futility of rebellion. Beyond enforcing control, the Imperial-class Star Destroyer was a symbol of the Empire's unity and technological superiority. The construction of these ships represented a triumph of the Empire's centralization of industry as resources and labor from across the galaxy were redirected to the Kuat shipyards. This shift away from the Republic's scattered defenses to a concentrated, Empire-wide fleet marked a significant evolution in how the galaxy was policed and controlled. It also ensured that the Imperial fleet became more uniform, with the Imperial-class Star Destroyer serving as its primary vessel. This uniformity was part of the Empire's broader plan to eliminate individuality and autonomy among the various sectors and planets, replacing diverse cultures with the monolithic identity of the Empire. As the Empire expanded, the Imperial-class Star Destroyers became the backbone of its fleet, with thousands produced to patrol, subjugate, and enforce. The Empire's reach extended further with each new ship launched from Kuat, a testament to the massive industrial capacity of Palpatine's command. This aggressive expansion was a core tenet of Palpatine's plan for galactic dominance. The Empire could not rely on diplomacy or persuasion. It had to maintain control through an omnipresent, undeniable display of military strength. The Imperial-class Star Destroyer's ability to fulfill this need made it indispensable in maintaining the Emperor's iron grip on the galaxy. In the end, the Imperial-class Star Destroyer came to symbolize the Empire's power and oppression. Its towering presence became a common sight in systems across the galaxy, serving as both a physical and psychological weapon against any who would challenge the Emperor's will. As one of the most potent expressions of the Empire's philosophy, the Star Destroyer exemplified the Empire's ultimate aim: an ordered galaxy under the absolute control of a single ruler, maintained through fear and overwhelming military might. It was more than a warship, it was a tool of suppression, designed to keep billions of beings in line and ensure the Emperor's vision of an empire that would last for millennia. The Imperial-class Star Destroyer's armament is one of its defining features, embodying the destructive power and military philosophy of the Galactic Empire. Each component of its weaponry is meticulously designed to dominate in space combat, enforce control over entire planetary systems, and ensure total supremacy against smaller vessels or lightly armed resistance forces. This comprehensive weapon larder is engineered for both offensive and defensive purposes, making the Imperial-class Star Destroyer a powerful and fearsome multi-role warship. At the heart of the Star Destroyer's offensive capabilities are the Taimbach X9 heavy turbolaser batteries. These are the ship's primary weapons, with 60 individual turbolaser emplacements distributed across the vessel. The turbolaser batteries are organized for optimal coverage and are placed strategically with 20 on the fore, 20 on the port side, and 20 on the starboard side. This positioning allows the Star Destroyer to bring massive firepower to bear from nearly any angle, effectively creating a shield of concentrated turbolaser fire around the ship. These turbolasers are devastating against enemy capital ships, able to unleash powerful bursts of energy that can quickly overwhelm shields and penetrate the armor of most vessels. The XX-9's power output is remarkable, as each shot delivers a blast potent enough to cause severe structural damage, making them effective tools for large-scale space battles and planetary bombardment. In engagements with rebel fleets, these turbolasers often prove decisive, as their long range and high energy attitude give the Imperial Star Destroyer a significant advantage. Supporting the turbolasers are the Borstel VIII iron cannons. Like the turbolasers, the Star Destroyer is equipped with 60 iron cannon emplacements, configured to provide broad coverage and increased tactical flexibility. There are 20 iron cannons on the fore, 15 on each side, port and starboard, and 10 covering the aft section. The iron cannons serve a specialized function, as their energy blasts are optimized to disable rather than destroy. The VIII iron cannons emit ionized plasma that disrupts electronic systems, making them particularly effective for disabling shields, targeting computer systems, and immobilizing enemy ships. By temporarily incapacitating vessels, these cannons are invaluable for capturing enemy ships, disabling potential threats without destroying valuable assets, and maintaining control over the battlefield. In the Star Destroyer's role as a vessel of enforcement, ion cannons are also useful for disabling civilian or rebel craft suspected of harboring contraband or resistance personnel. In addition to the primary batteries, the Imperial-class Star Destroyer features dual heavy turbolaser turrets and dual heavy ion cannon turrets. There are 6 dual heavy turbolaser turrets on the ship, which can be directed in a concentrated arc to deliver overwhelming fire against particularly tough or threatening targets. The heavy turbolasers are larger and more powerful than the standard turbolaser batteries, optimized for high-value targets like rebel frigates, cruisers, or planetary installations. Similarly, the 2 dual heavy ion cannon turrets provide a significant increase in disabling power, able to neutralize enemy ships even if they have enhanced shielding or electronic countermeasures. The dual turret design of both these heavy turbolasers and heavy ion cannons allows for rapid fire capability and multi-target tracking, maximizing the Star Destroyer's offensive options during intense engagements. For close-range defense, the Star Destroyer is equipped with point defense laser cannons. The ship includes 40-point defense cannons, which are intended to counter small, nimble starships such as starfighters, bombers, and other quick attack craft that would otherwise be difficult to hit with the Star Destroyer's heavier weapons. These point defense cannons are highly responsive, capable of tracking and targeting multiple threats within close proximity to the Star Destroyer. The cannons provide essential protection, as the Star Destroyer's size and relatively slow maneuverability make it vulnerable to concentrated attacks from small, agile craft that can evade the main weapons. By creating a defensive perimeter, these point defense lasers help neutralize incoming threats, ensuring that the Star Destroyer can focus on larger-scale targets without the distraction of smaller, evasive opponents. The Star Destroyer's Phylon Q7 tractor beam projectors are an integral part of its tactical armament. There are 10 tractor beam projectors in total, with 6 on the fore, 2 on the port side, and 2 on the starboard side. Tractor beams are powerful tools for capturing and immobilizing ships, preventing them from escaping or evading attacks. With these projectors, the Imperial Star Destroyer can lock onto ships that attempt to flee, drawing them in for boarding or interrogation. The tractor beams are particularly useful in situations where the Empire wants to capture vessels intact or prevent key personnel from escaping. By halting a ship's movement and pulling it toward the Star Destroyer, the tractor beams enable the Empire to conduct precise interceptions and control over space lanes, especially in regions under high Imperial scrutiny. They also enhance the Star Destroyer's versatility by allowing it to capture smugglers, rebellious freighters, and other suspicious vessels without outright destruction, adding a psychological layer of fear for those who might consider evading Imperial law. In combination, these weapons create a warship that is versatile, overwhelmingly powerful, and able to control a wide range of engagements from the largest battles to individual ship captures. The Imperial-class Star Destroyer is thus not only a symbol of the Empire's might but an efficient, tactical vessel designed to dominate through sheer firepower, disable opposition with iron weaponry, defend itself with laser cannons, and intercept prey with tractor beams. Each weapon system was engineered to fit the Empire's philosophy of control through power and intimidation, making the Star Destroyer a dreaded sight for anyone considering rebellion. Whether in large-scale confrontations or individual ship captures, the Imperial-class Star Destroyer's array of weaponry ensures that it is prepared for nearly any threat, instilling fear throughout the galaxy while enabling the Empire to maintain its iron grip. For short-range combat and pursuit scenarios, the Star Destroyer is capable of achieving a speed of 60 mGLT, megalight per hour, which is measured in megalights, a galactic standard for sublight speed across known space. This speed places the Star Destroyer well within the upper range of most capital ships, giving it a distinct advantage in fleet engagements. Additionally, the Destroyer 1 ion engines allow the Star Destroyer to reach a maximum atmospheric speed of 975 km per hour. While designed primarily for space combat, the Star Destroyer's ability to enter planetary atmospheres with this high-speed capability enables it to conduct orbital bombardments, deploy troops and fighter support, and reinforce ground operations effectively. The primary propulsion for the Star Destroyer comes from its KDY Destroyer 1 ion engines, manufactured by the renowned Kuat Drive Yards, KDY. This set of 3 main engines provides the ship with remarkable thrust, accelerating its massive frame at over 2,300 G. This acceleration rate is impressive for a ship of its size, allowing the Imperial class to swiftly enter or leave battle zones and close distances with both enemy ships and key orbital points. While the Star Destroyer is not intended to match the agility of smaller vessels, the Destroyer 1 engines deliver a powerful and steady thrust, ensuring the ship can achieve effective combat speeds and maintain its imposing presence. These engines are also optimized for the Star Destroyer's high energy demands, which include powering heavy weapons, shields and life support systems, in addition to propulsion. In addition to the primary engines, the Star Destroyer is equipped with 4 Cygnus Spaceworks Gemini 4 ion engines. These are primarily emergency engines, intended for backup use in the event of main engine failure or as supplementary propulsion when additional maneuvering is required. The Gemini 4 engines are not as powerful as the Destroyer 1 engines, but they are reliable and provide crucial redundancy for a ship of the Star Destroyer's importance. Should the primary engines become compromised due to battle damage or malfunction, the Gemini 4 engines can provide enough thrust to keep the vessel operational, allowing it to withdraw from combat or relocate as needed. The presence of these backup engines reflects the Empire's dedication to redundancy and security in its major capital ships, ensuring that the Star Destroyer remains a functional asset even under duress. The Imperial-class Star Destroyer's engine systems are designed to support the ship's role as a versatile, multi-mission vessel capable of both strategic dominance and tactical agility. Its engines provide it with the speed and maneuverability needed to enforce Imperial authority across the galaxy, while also allowing the ship to transition smoothly between space and atmospheric environments when necessary. Engine systems on the Star Destroyer must power an enormous vessel while ensuring it can respond quickly to threats or reposition itself in large fleet formations. The Imperial-class Star Destroyer's ability to travel through hyperspace is facilitated by a Class 2.0 hyperdrive system, a reliable and relatively fast system for interstellar travel. The Class 2.0 rating allows the Star Destroyer to move quickly between systems, which is essential for a ship designed to project power across the Empire's vast territories. With this hyperdrive, the Imperial class can deploy rapidly to troubled systems, pursue fleeing enemies, or reinforce Imperial outposts. The hyperdrive's class rating provides a balance between speed and safety, as faster hyperdrives often require more maintenance and pose higher risks during long-distance travel. The Class 2.0 hyperdrive is dependable, requiring relatively low upkeep and offering a solid travel speed that meets the Star Destroyer's strategic needs. This hyperdrive rating enables the Empire to mobilize fleets of Star Destroyers across sectors with minimal delay, maintaining a state of constant readiness. In the event of hyperdrive failure, the Star Destroyer is also equipped with a backup Class 8.0 hyperdrive. This secondary hyperdrive is slower but provides a crucial contingency option, allowing the ship to retreat or make short-range jumps, even if the primary hyperdrive is damaged or disabled. This level of redundancy is critical in a ship that often operates far from central Imperial resources, as it allows the Star Destroyer to continue operations, retreat to repair stations, or escape from potentially hazardous situations. The backup hyperdrive demonstrates the Empire's understanding of the risks associated with deep space patrols and long-term deployments, particularly in hostile or contested regions. Together, the Imperial-class Star Destroyer's propulsion and hyperspace systems ensure it is both a strategic and tactical asset for the Empire. The Destroyer 1 engines provide sufficient power for high-speed pursuit and orbital control, allowing it to reach troubled areas or enemy formations quickly. Meanwhile, the emergency Gemini 4 engines and the dual hyperdrive systems ensure it remains operational under nearly all conditions, enhancing its reliability and resilience on the front lines. The redundancy built into its engine systems reflects the Empire's desire for ships that are not only powerful but also consistently dependable in the unforgiving vacuum of space. The Imperial-class Star Destroyer's engines thus exemplify the Empire's broader military philosophy: unrelenting, strategically mobile, and prepared for any circumstance. In terms of safety and redundancy, the Imperial-class Star Destroyer incorporates multiple backup systems and safeguards within the reactor design. Because the reactor's power levels are so intense, it is protected by reinforced blast shielding and compartmentalized within the main hull to prevent catastrophic damage in the event of a reactor breach. Additionally, the reactor includes several emergency cutoff systems that can rapidly shut down power flow to specific systems or isolate power surges, ensuring that critical functions are not compromised. This redundancy is particularly important when the ship operates in active combat zones, where the risk of hull damage or targeted attacks on the reactor is high. The Empire has made reliability a priority in all its capital ships, and the solar ionization reactor is no exception. Even under sustained assault, the reactor is engineered to maintain a steady power output, with multiple protective layers and fail-safes to ensure its continued function. At the core of the Star Destroyer's power system is the SFS-1A 2 billion solar ionization reactor, a marvel of engineering manufactured by Sina Fleet Systems. This reactor provides the vast energy reserves needed to operate a ship as massive as the Star Destroyer, delivering a peak power output estimated at approximately 7.73 times 10 to the power 24 watts. This level of output is orders of magnitude higher than the power required by even the largest civilian vessels or planetary power grids. The solar ionization reactor works by converting stellar energy directly into usable power, harnessing ionized plasma through advanced electromagnetic fields. This system is efficient and powerful, ensuring the Star Destroyer has a constant supply of energy for its varied operational requirements. One of the unique advantages of the solar ionization reactor is its ability to provide energy without creating significant waste or needing constant refueling. By converting stellar radiation into energy, the reactor essentially recycles available energy, making the Star Destroyer highly efficient for long-term deployment in deep space. While most ships are limited by fuel supplies and the need for recharging stations, the Star Destroyer's reactor is designed for durability and efficiency, ensuring that the vessel can remain operational for extended campaigns without needing frequent refueling or resupply. This ability is critical in the Empire's larger strategy of maintaining a continuous presence across multiple star systems, as it allows fleets of Star Destroyers to patrol distant regions for prolonged periods without diminishing their operational capabilities. The efficient, high-output design of the solar ionization reactor and the Star Destroyer's power supply system provide the foundation for the ship's tactical superiority. The sheer power of the reactor allows it to operate nearly every system on board at full capacity, ensuring that it can overwhelm opposition forces with relentless firepower, impenetrable shields, and sustained operational capabilities. The Imperial-class Star Destroyer's ability to exert continuous power in all of its systems makes it not only a highly effective weapon of war, but also a strategic tool for the Empire's larger objectives, enabling it to maintain order across vast distances. In essence, the power systems of the Imperial-class Star Destroyer embody the Empire's philosophy of dominance, permanence, and unrivaled strength, ensuring that the ship remains a potent force for years to come. The Imperial-class Star Destroyer's reactors and power supply systems are critical to its ability to function as a mobile, multi-role fortress for the Empire. Every system on board, from its immense array of weaponry to its life support and engine systems, draws power from a central reactor designed specifically to meet the needs of one of the galaxy's most formidable starships. The power output of the Star Destroyer's reactor is nothing short of astronomical, allowing it to support a wide variety of roles, from intense, sustained combat to long-range travel and fleet support. The sheer scale of energy production also makes the Star Destroyer resilient to power demands that might overwhelm other ships. For instance, the energy-hungry shields that protect the Star Destroyer are among the most powerful of any known vessel. During combat, these shields require an enormous amount of energy, especially when deflecting sustained attacks from enemy capital ships or planetary defenses. Thanks to the solar ionization reactor's output, the Star Destroyer can maintain these shields under heavy fire, absorbing damage that would cripple or destroy smaller vessels. The power system's capacity for high output also allows for flexibility. Power can be allocated as needed to different systems based on tactical demands, such as prioritizing shield strength during an ambush or weapon power in a pursuit scenario. The solar ionization reactor is specifically engineered to provide the high energy levels needed by the Star Destroyer's weapons, shields, engines, and other critical systems, allowing the vessel to operate in high-intensity situations for extended periods. The energy is channeled from the reactor through an intricate system of conduits and capacitor banks, which regulate the flow and distribution of power. The power is then directed toward the primary systems of the ship, with dedicated pathways and redundancies to ensure no disruption to critical functions. In battle, this efficient power distribution is crucial, as the Star Destroyer often needs to power its turbolaser batteries, ion cannons, shields, and engines simultaneously. The Imperial-class Star Destroyer's crew is a highly organized and disciplined force, designed to support the ship's extensive operational capabilities across combat, navigation, logistics, and ship maintenance. Each Star Destroyer operates as a self-sufficient microcosm of the Empire's military might, with a crew complement that can range from 37,085 to 47,060 personnel. This includes both officers and enlisted ranks, as well as thousands of specialized droids performing a variety of support functions essential to the ship's effectiveness. The Officer Corps, which makes up approximately 9,235 of the Star Destroyer's crew, consists of highly trained personnel who manage key operational aspects of the ship. Officers are responsible for strategic decision-making, oversight of enlisted personnel, and the command of specialized departments that keep the vessel combat-ready. They are trained in everything from fleet tactics and starship command to specific duties within navigation, weapons control, and engineering. These officers report to the ship's commanding officer, often a captain or even a fleet admiral on larger, multi-ship assignments. This rigid command structure ensures that orders flow smoothly and that the Star Destroyer can respond to commands with precision, especially during critical combat scenarios. Life on board a Star Destroyer is demanding, with personnel held to the Empire's exacting standards of discipline, order, and efficiency. Crew members live in shared quarters, divided by rank and position, with officers given more private accommodations than enlisted personnel. The onboard environment is stark and utilitarian, with little consideration for comfort, as the Empire expects its crew to prioritize duty over personal comfort. Despite the Spartan conditions, the crew operates within a highly regimented schedule, which includes regular shifts, drills, and inspections designed to maintain combat readiness. Crew members engage in routine combat simulations and emergency response drills, which prepare them to handle unexpected threats and maintain calm under fire. Each crew member is trained to function as part of a greater machine, emphasizing collective discipline over individual decision-making. To supplement the organic crew, the Imperial-class Star Destroyer is also equipped with thousands of droids tailored for various tasks. These droids are assigned roles in maintenance, repair, medical support, and security. Maintenance droids, for example, conduct regular checks on the ship's complex systems, keeping the engines, reactors, and power conduits in peak condition. They're especially valuable in high-risk sections of the ship, such as the reactor core or engine compartments, where human access is limited due to extreme temperatures or radiation levels. Droids also play an essential role in security and surveillance, monitoring corridors and sensitive areas to prevent unauthorized access or sabotage. Many are programmed for emergency response, deploying immediately in case of fires, power failures, or hull breaches. In combat, droids help expedite munitions loading, boost weapon accuracy through targeting support, and assist in damage control by identifying and sealing hull breaches. The majority of the crew, however, consists of enlisted personnel, numbering approximately 27,850 individuals. Enlisted crew members handle the majority of hands-on tasks required for the ship's daily operations and combat readiness. This includes everything from gunnery and shield management to routine maintenance and damage control. Many of the enlisted personnel are cross-trained in multiple roles, giving the crew flexibility in times of crisis. Star Destroyers often remain on long deployments in remote regions, and the Empire ensures that its enlisted crew members are rigorously trained to handle a variety of operational challenges independently. Some are trained to repair damaged systems in the heat of battle, while others specialize in maintaining and loading weapon systems, ensuring that the ship's formidable armament remains operational throughout engagements. Morale on an Imperial-class Star Destroyer is maintained through a mixture of strict discipline, patriotic indoctrination, and occasional rewards for exemplary performance. The Empire promotes loyalty and a sense of purpose among its personnel, emphasizing the importance of the Star Destroyer in maintaining galactic order. To reinforce this loyalty, propaganda and regular briefings highlight the Empire's mission, framing each assignment as part of the larger struggle to uphold order and peace across the galaxy. Crew members are aware of the vessel's symbolic importance, understanding that they are part of the Empire's most visible display of power, which often enhances their sense of duty and pride. The crew operates as a unified and relentless force, with officers leading tactical operations, enlisted personnel carrying out essential functions, and droids augmenting human efficiency. Together, they enable the Imperial-class Star Destroyer to fulfill its role as a weapon of fear, control, and enforcement, carrying out the Empire's objectives with discipline and ruthlessness. Each individual, organic or synthetic, contributes to a machine of unparalleled military might, symbolizing the Empire's dominance in every sector it patrols. The transport capabilities of the Imperial-class Star Destroyer extend far beyond simple logistics, enabling it to project military power directly onto planetary surfaces. One of its primary functions is to deploy troops, vehicles, and equipment for ground operations, ensuring rapid response to threats and reinforcing Imperial control over key territories. This ability is facilitated by an array of transportable landing ships and a legion of stormtrooper designed for various tactical roles. At the heart of the Star Destroyer's transport capability is the ability to carry 9,700 stormtroopers, the elite ground forces of the Galactic Empire. These highly trained soldiers are equipped to handle a variety of combat scenarios, from urban warfare to open field engagements. Each stormtrooper undergoes rigorous training, focusing on marksmanship, combat tactics, and discipline, making them a formidable force on the battlefield. When deployed from the Star Destroyer, stormtroopers can execute coordinated assaults, secure landing zones, and establish footholds on enemy-controlled territories. The Star Destroyer acts as a mobile base, allowing for rapid troop deployment in response to intelligence reports or emergent threats. In addition to stormtroopers, the Star Destroyer can carry a significant number of KX series security droids. These droids are employed for a variety of roles, including enforcing security on board the Star Destroyer and providing additional support during ground operations. KX series droids are equipped with advanced combat protocols, enabling them to act autonomously in a firefight. Their presence bolsters the security of key personnel and equipment during landings and enhances the effectiveness of stormtrooper operations by offering additional firepower and tactical versatility. The Star Destroyer is also equipped to transport a formidable array of vehicles, including 20 AT-AT-AT-AT, all-terrain armored transport walkers. These massive four-legged vehicles are essential for heavy assault operations, capable of delivering troops and providing fire support while traversing difficult terrain. AT-ATs serve as mobile command centers during assaults, equipped with powerful blasters and the ability to withstand substantial enemy fire. Their size and firepower make them intimidating on the battlefield, often serving as a spearhead in ground assaults to breach fortified positions. In conjunction with the AT-ATs, the Star Destroyer can deploy 30 all-terrain scout transport walkers and all-terrain defense pod walkers. The ATSTs are smaller, two-legged walkers designed for reconnaissance and support roles, offering increased maneuverability and speed compared to their larger counterparts. They excel in flanking maneuvers and can provide suppressive fire against infantry and light vehicles. The AT-DPS serve a similar purpose but are more specialized in anti-infantry operations, equipped with a variety of weaponry tailored for ground engagement. Together, these vehicles complement the stormtrooper forces, enabling versatile ground strategies that can adapt to different combat scenarios. To facilitate troop transport and logistics, the Star Destroyer carries 15 K-79S-80 Imperial troop transports. These armored transports are specifically designed for moving troops quickly and safely into combat zones. The K-79S-80s can deploy stormtroopers directly onto the battlefield while providing cover from enemy fire, allowing for swift insertion into hostile territory. Their versatility extends to transporting additional equipment and supplies, making them a crucial part of the Imperial logistics chain during ground operations. For air support and reconnaissance, the Star Destroyer includes Light patrol gunships and Lambda-class T-4 shuttles. The Light gunships are capable of carrying troops while providing close air support during landings, armed with blaster cannons and missile launchers for engaging enemy forces. Their speed and agility allow them to maneuver through enemy fire and deliver troops into combat zones while providing suppressive fire. The Lambda-class T-4 shuttles are used for transport of personnel and light equipment, offering greater maneuverability for landing in tighter areas or navigating through heavily defended spaces. They can also provide support for evacuation operations when necessary. The Star Destroyer is equipped with hyperdrive pods that facilitate rapid deployment of its various assets across vast distances. These pods can be utilized to transport troops, vehicles, and equipment to remote locations without requiring the Star Destroyer to remain in orbit. This capability is essential for maintaining the Empire's presence in contested regions and allows for quick reinforcements to areas experiencing uprisings or insurgencies. For rapid reconnaissance and light transport, the Imperial-class Star Destroyer can deploy X-313s and 74Z speeder bikes. The X-313s serve as light air support and can be used for scouting missions or delivering critical supplies to frontline units. The 74Z speeder bikes, on the other hand, are fast and agile, capable of navigating rough terrain and engaging in hit-and-run tactics against enemy forces. They provide stormtroopers with quick mobility on the ground, allowing for flanking maneuvers or rapid retreats when needed. In summary, the Imperial-class Star Destroyer serves as a powerful platform for deploying a legion of troops, vehicles, and aircraft, making it a cornerstone of the Galactic Empire's ground operations. Its extensive transport capabilities ensure that the Empire can maintain control over key territories, respond swiftly to threats, and reinforce its military presence across the galaxy. The combination of stormtroopers and street walkers, troop transports, and support craft ensures that the Star Destroyer remains a formidable force, capable of projecting power and enforcing Imperial will on any world it encounters. The meticulous organization and integration of these assets reflect the Empire's commitment to maintaining dominance through overwhelming force and tactical flexibility. At the forefront of the Star Destroyer's Airgroup are the TIE-LN Space Superiority Starfighters, commonly known as TIE Fighters. Typically, 48 of these starfighters are stationed aboard the ship. TIE Fighters are designed for engaging enemy starfighters and providing support for larger Imperial vessels during fleet battles. Their distinctive twin-ion engines allow for rapid acceleration and maneuverability, making them formidable opponents in dogfights. The TIE-LN is equipped with laser cannons mounted on its wings, giving it a powerful offensive capability. Although they lack shields, the TIE Fighters compensate for this vulnerability with their speed and agility, allowing skilled pilots to evade incoming fire. The emphasis on space superiority makes TIE Fighters the backbone of the Empire's air combat strategy, as they are able to quickly respond to threats and engage hostile forces before they can threaten Imperial assets. Complementing the TIE Fighters are the TIE bombers, with 12 typically assigned to the Star Destroyer. These bombers are designed for ground attack and strike missions, equipped with torpedoes and concussion missiles that enable them to deliver devastating payloads against enemy installations, ships and ground targets. The Taisei bombers play a critical role in ground assaults, providing close air support for Imperial ground forces by targeting enemy defenses and fortifications. Their versatility allows them to adapt to various combat situations, striking from above and providing cover for advancing troops. With their ability to carry out precision strikes, Taisei bombers enhance the effectiveness of the Imperial-class Star Destroyer in both space and planetary engagements. The air group also includes 12 tie-in interceptors, specialized starfighters optimized for high-speed engagements and dogfighting. TIE interceptors are characterized by their advanced maneuverability and increased armament, including laser cannons and missile launchers, allowing them to engage enemy starfighters effectively. Their design features a more aerodynamic shape, enabling them to outrun many adversaries. TIE interceptors are typically deployed to counter enemy fighters, disrupting opposing formations and ensuring the safety of Imperial capital ships like the Star Destroyer. The interceptor's focus on speed and agility makes it a valuable asset in maintaining air superiority, allowing the Imperial fleet to operate without interference from enemy fighter wings. The air group of the Imperial-class Star Destroyer is a vital component of its operational capabilities, allowing the vessel to project power not only in space but also in planetary atmospheres. This air group comprises a variety of TIE Fighter series starfighters, which are renowned for their speed, agility and effectiveness in combat. Typically, the Star Destroyer carries 72 TIE starfighters, encompassing different variants tailored for specific roles in combat operations. This diverse air group enhances the Star Destroyer's versatility, enabling it to engage enemy forces, provide air support for ground operations, and maintain air superiority in contested environments. The coordination between these various TIE fighter variants is crucial for the overall effectiveness of the Star Destroyer's air group. When deployed, the air group can engage in combined operations, with TIE fighters providing a protective screen for the more heavily armed TIE bombers as they approach enemy targets. The interceptors can disrupt enemy formations and target incoming threats, allowing the bombers to carry out their missions with reduced risk. This synergy between different TIE variants maximizes the potential of the Star Destroyer's air group, enabling it to respond dynamically to changing battlefield conditions. In addition to the human pilots, the air group benefits from the use of specialized droids that assist in logistics, maintenance, and operational support. These droids streamline pre-flight checks, manage communications during missions, and facilitate quick repairs or adjustments when needed. The integration of droids ensures that the air group can operate efficiently, allowing for rapid deployment and responsiveness during engagements. Training for TIE pilots is rigorous, focusing on developing combat skills, situational awareness, and teamwork. Pilots are taught to execute coordinated maneuvers, engage in tactical dogfights, and utilize their craft's strengths effectively in different combat scenarios. The Empire places a premium on the performance of its TIE pilots, as their success in air combat directly impacts the effectiveness of the Star Destroyer in the field. Pilots are also trained to work seamlessly with onboard command structures, allowing for efficient communication and rapid response to threats. Overall, the air group of the Imperial-class Star Destroyer is a formidable force, characterized by its diverse array of TIE starfighters and their specialized roles. The combination of TIE fighters, bombers, and interceptors enhances the ship's capabilities in both space and planetary operations, ensuring the Empire can maintain air superiority and project power across the galaxy. This integrated air group is crucial for the Imperial fleet's ability to dominate in combat, reinforcing the Empire's strategy of overwhelming force and tactical coordination in every engagement. The hangars of the Imperial-class Star Destroyer are a critical component of the ship's operational capabilities, serving as the primary launch and recovery area for its fleet of TIE starfighters and other support craft. Positioned on the underside of the ship, the main attack hangar is fortified with a set of armored doors, providing security against potential breaches while allowing for rapid deployment of Imperial assets. This design reflects the Imperial Navy's emphasis on maintaining readiness and the ability to respond swiftly to threats, ensuring that the Star Destroyer remains a formidable presence in space combat. Surrounding the main hangar are dedicated TIE fighter service and refueling bays along with TIE launch hangars, creating a highly efficient workflow for the rapid launch and recovery of starfighters. The attack hangar is designed to accommodate the specific needs of TIE operations, facilitating a continuous cycle of deployment and maintenance that allows the air group to remain active in combat situations. TIE starfighters are launched from cycling racks which are engineered to optimize the launch sequence. This system allows multiple TIEs to be prepared for immediate launch, significantly enhancing the ship's capacity to project power. Pilots board their starfighters via overhead gantries, which provide easy access to the TIE fighters as they are secured in the racks. Once a pilot is seated and strapped in, the TIE fighter is disengaged from its front position in the racks and propelled into space, where it can immediately engage in combat or reconnaissance missions. The efficient design of the launch process minimizes turnaround times, allowing for rapid response to threats or incoming enemy forces. Upon returning to the Star Destroyer, fighters land in separate hangars designated for recovery operations. The returning TIEs are guided by small tractor beams into receiver carriers, which are specialized vehicles designed to transport the starfighters back to maintenance areas. This system is crucial for maintaining the operational tempo of the Airgroup, ensuring that fighters can quickly transition from active combat to servicing and refueling without delays. Once the TIEs have been moved through transfer tunnels to the launch hangar, they enter dedicated service bays where they can be inspected, serviced, and refueled. Each TIE fighter is cycled through the launch rack in these bays, ensuring that they are ready for the next sortie as quickly as possible. The service process is streamlined, allowing for repairs and maintenance to be conducted efficiently, minimizing downtime and keeping the Airgroup at peak readiness. In addition to the main attack hangar, the Star Destroyer features a small forward hangar specifically designed for shuttlecraft carrying high-ranking officials. This hangar serves multiple functions. It can act as a backup to the main hangar in case of damage or operational needs. The forward hangar is crucial for the mobility of Imperial leadership, allowing them to embark and disembark from the ship with ease while maintaining security protocols. The overall design of the hangars reflects a combination of tactical efficiency and strategic foresight. The ability to launch and recover TIE fighters rapidly is essential for the Imperial Navy, especially during engagements where every second counts. The layout and systems in place ensure that the Star Destroyer can maintain its dominance in space, providing overwhelming air support to ground forces and engaging enemy starfighters with precision. The combination of launch racks, service bays, and recovery systems creates a comprehensive infrastructure that supports the operational needs of the Imperial-class Star Destroyer's Airgroup. This logistical backbone is vital for the Empire's strategy of maintaining control and power across the galaxy, allowing for rapid deployments and sustained operations in a variety of combat scenarios. In essence, the hangars of the Star Destroyer embody the Empire's commitment to efficiency, readiness, and the projection of military might. Shielding systems were a critical aspect of the Imperial-class design. Each ship was equipped with KDY-ISD-72X shield generator domes, 2 in total, which provided local area effect shielding to protect the vessel from enemy fire. This shielding capability was complemented by advanced sensor systems, also utilizing the KDY-ISD-72X generators, allowing for improved detection and targeting of threats in the surrounding space. The ship's Lagrange targeting computers facilitated precision in engaging targets, enhancing its combat effectiveness in fleet engagements. The hulls of the Imperial-class Star Destroyers were coated in a distinctive shade known as Star Destroyer White. This color choice was not merely for aesthetic reasons, it was primarily an economic decision. Star Destroyer White was the only type of paint available in sufficient quantities to cover the vast number of warships the Empire was constructing. This practical choice allowed for uniformity across the fleet and facilitated the swift production of ships during a time of war. The iconic appearance of the Star Destroyer, with its sharp angles and imposing silhouette, reinforced the Empire's image of power and intimidation. The Imperial-class Star Destroyer stands as a testament to the engineering prowess of the Galactic Empire and represents the apex of its naval power. Produced in vast quantities, this class of warship was the premier choice for the Imperial Navy, with all known variants measuring 1,600 meters, approximately 1 mile, in length. In the context of galactic naval warfare, the Imperial class was considered a massive vessel compared to the more common frigates and downscaled cruisers of the Old Republic era. However, within the Imperial Navy, it occupied the status of a mid-sized mainline warship, much like its predecessor had for the Galactic Republic. This classification underscores the Empire's emphasis on mass production and the strategic necessity of maintaining a formidable fleet to enforce its will across the galaxy. The Imperial-class Star Destroyer boasts an impressive cargo capacity of 36,000 metric tons, providing ample space for munitions, supplies, and equipment necessary for prolonged missions. This capacity is complemented by its consumables storage, which can sustain the crew and embark troops for 2 to 6 years, depending on operational requirements. The extensive consumables storage is crucial for long-duration deployments in remote areas. allowing the Star Destroyer to operate independently without frequent resupply from logistical ships. Communication systems aboard the Imperial class include a holonet transceiver, enabling real-time communication with command centers and other Imperial assets across the galaxy. This capability ensures that the Star Destroyer can receive and relay tactical orders and intelligence, maintaining coordination with the larger Imperial fleet. At the heart of the Imperial-class Star Destroyer is its command bridge, which towers prominently above the ship's hull. This command structure follows a design philosophy similar to that of other QAD drive yards, KDY warship classes, such as the Venator class and the Executor class. The bridge's substantial size accommodates a large command crew, providing a panoramic view of the surrounding space and the battlefield below. The sensor array atop the bridge features a series of support beams that initially ran diagonally across it, although these were later modified during a minor refit to vertical supports. This upgrade improved the structural integrity of the array while enhancing the ship's sensor capabilities. The two globes that sit atop the bridge tower serve dual purposes, contributing to hyperspace communication and generating deflector shields. The strategic placement of these deflector shield generators ensures that the command bridge, one of the most critical components of the Star Destroyer, remains well protected. This protective measure is vital, as the loss of the command bridge could result in disarray within the ship's operations and undermine its effectiveness in battle. The overall design of the Imperial-class Star Destroyer reflects the Empire's focus on creating a powerful and intimidating presence in space. Its robust construction, formidable armament, and sophisticated systems are all designed to ensure dominance in any engagement. The combination of offensive and defensive capabilities, along with the infrastructure to support extended operations, underscores the strategic importance of the Imperial class within the Imperial fleet. In summary, the Imperial-class Star Destroyer is a marvel of engineering and design, embodying the Empire's commitment to power projection and military supremacy. Its impressive dimensions, extensive capabilities, and formidable appearance serve to reinforce the Empire's image as a dominant force in the galaxy, ready to crush any opposition and maintain its rule over the stars. The construction of the Imperial-class Star Destroyer is a remarkable feat of engineering, logistics, and resource management that underscores the Galactic Empire's commitment to military might. These massive warships were manufactured by QAD Drive Yards, one of the foremost shipbuilding companies in the galaxy, renowned for its advanced technologies and massive production capabilities. The Imperial-class Star Destroyer represents a significant advancement in naval architecture, embodying the Empire's strategic vision for dominance in space. QAD Drive Yards is strategically located in the QAT system, a key industrial hub in the galaxy. This prime location facilitates access to a wealth of resources necessary for shipbuilding, including metals, advanced composites, and electronic systems. The shipyards are equipped with state-of-the-art facilities capable of constructing vessels on an immense scale. The Imperial-class Star Destroyer, specifically the Imperial I class variant, stands at 1,600 meters in length, requiring vast amounts of raw materials and specialized components to complete each ship. The construction process of an Imperial-class Star Destroyer involves a complex interplay of logistics and supply chain management. KDY leverages its extensive network to procure the necessary resources, often relying on local suppliers for raw materials and components. The assembly process occurs within massive dry docks, where the hull is constructed in segments before being assembled into the final form. The sheer size of these shipyards allows for multiple vessels to be constructed simultaneously, enabling KDY to meet the Empire's insatiable demand for warships. Each Imperial-class Star Destroyer is priced at an estimated 150 million credits, a substantial investment that reflects the advanced technology, extensive labor, and resources involved in its construction. This cost also encompasses the extensive testing and quality assurance processes that each vessel undergoes before delivery. The price tag indicates not only the financial investment but also the strategic importance of these ships in maintaining the Empire's military dominance. The Empire's commitment to producing such a large fleet of Imperial-class Star Destroyers underscores its focus on power projection and deterrence, shaping the balance of power in the galaxy. The builders of these warships are highly skilled engineers, technicians, and laborers trained in various disciplines of spacecraft design and construction. Their expertise is crucial in ensuring that each Imperial-class Star Destroyer meets the stringent quality standards and operational specifications set by the Empire. KDY employs a mix of human labor and automated systems to optimize production efficiency, allowing for rapid construction timelines without compromising quality. Logistics plays a critical role in the construction of Imperial-class Star Destroyers. The supply chain must be meticulously managed to ensure that materials arrive on schedule and in the required quantities. Given the scale of production, any delays in resource delivery can significantly impact the overall timeline for ship construction. KDY utilizes advanced inventory management systems and transportation networks to facilitate the smooth flow of materials from suppliers to the shipyards. In summary, the construction of the Imperial-class Star Destroyer is a sophisticated operation that highlights the capabilities of Kuat Drive yards and the Galactic Empire's focus on building a formidable fleet. The strategic location of the shipyards, the extensive resources and logistics involved, the skilled workforce, and the substantial investment required all contribute to the production of these iconic warships. As the backbone of the Imperial Navy, the Imperial-class Star Destroyer represents not only a technological marvel, but also a critical element of the Empire's strategy for maintaining control over the galaxy. The history of the Imperial-class Star Destroyer is a profound narrative intertwined with the rise of the Galactic Empire and the shift in military strategy following the fall of the Galactic Republic. Emerging as the technological successors to the Venator-class Jedi cruisers used during the Clone Wars, the Imperial-class vessels marked a pivotal evolution in starship design and military doctrine. With the end of the Clone Wars and the transformation of the Republic into the Empire, Emperor Sheev Palpatine initiated a massive military buildup, recognizing the need for a powerful fleet to enforce Imperial rule across the galaxy. During the Clone Wars, the shipyards of the galaxy had already ramped up their operations, and as the conflict drew to a close, facilities at Kuat, Corellia, Ringo Vinda, Fondor, and other locations were repurposed from civilian graving docks to military starports. This transition was critical for meeting the interstellar defense needs of the new empire. The Imperial-class Star Destroyers built upon the strengths of their predecessors, becoming iconic symbols of Imperial might. Ships like the Lawbringer, Relentless, and Devastator struck fear into the hearts of opponents and served as powerful instruments of the Emperor's will. The Imperial-class Star Destroyer was not only a formidable warship but also demonstrated remarkable tactical versatility. They played crucial roles in safeguarding galactic commerce and supporting Imperial-aligned governments. High-ranking Imperial officials, including admirals and Grand Moffs, often utilized these vessels as their command ships, reinforcing their authority through the sheer presence of the Star Destroyer. At the peak of the Empire, over 25,000 Imperial Star Destroyers were operational, with 24 assigned to each of the 1,024 regional sectors, forming independent sector groups. The construction facilities at Kuat remained the primary source of these vessels, making them the backbone of the Imperial Navy. Upon their deployment, Imperial-class Star Destroyers were initially assigned to regions that had been outside the Republic's control, tasked with subjugating these areas and suppressing any signs of resistance or rebellion. As these massive dagger-shaped warships appeared, they became symbols of the Empire's order and strength. Citizens weary of the chaos of war often viewed the ships with a sense of relief, while pirates and insurgents dreaded their arrival. However, beneath the surface, a growing unease emerged among some citizens regarding the cost of the peace that came at the expense of their freedoms. As the Empire continued to evolve, the Imperial I-class Star Destroyers eventually gave way to the more advanced Imperial II-class Star Destroyers. The Devastator was the last of the Imperial I class to be constructed at KDY before the shipyard's transitioned to the new class. Though the Imperial II class featured upgrades and enhancements, some Imperial I class Star Destroyers were retrofitted to compete with their newer counterparts. Interestingly, the legacy of the Imperial-class Star Destroyers persisted even after the fall of the Empire. They continued to serve within the Navy of the First Order 30 years after the Battle of Endor. While some design flaws were addressed with the introduction of the Resurgent-class Star Destroyer, the basic design remained influential. Furthermore, during the Sith Eternal's resurgence, new vessels like the Existent-class Star Destroyers were directly based on the Imperial I class design, further emphasizing the enduring impact of the original models. The Imperial class was initially designed as a massive and powerful mid-sized warship, appearing in limited numbers during the Clone Wars. As the conflict neared its end in 19 BBY, production lines for older models like the Venator class slowed, while those for the Imperator class and its successor, the Imperial class, ramped up significantly. The first two Imperial class vessels, Executrix and Exacta, were pivotal in establishing the model's place in Imperial lore, with Exacta later serving as the flagship of the infamous enforcer Darth Vader. Throughout the Imperial era, the Imperial-class Star Destroyers had a distinguished service record, symbolizing the Empire's military power and enforcing its will across the galaxy. Capable of devastating entire worlds lacking planetary shields, they earned a reputation as the Empire's primary enforcers. Their production was staggering, with over 25,000 built, leading to the expansion of KDUI's capabilities and the eventual subcontracting of the design to various other shipyards, resulting in some variations in speed and design quirks. As the Empire fragmented after the death of Emperor Palpatine at the Battle of Endor, many Imperial-class Star Destroyers were lost in the ensuing chaos, while others were captured or defected. Despite these losses, they continued to play a central role in Imperial task forces, often serving as the flagship of a sector fleet known as the Battle Squadron. Their operational versatility allowed them to act as destroyers and capital ships, capable of intercepting blockade runners and providing support to larger Imperial ships during fleet engagements. During notable events such as the assault on Hoth, the Imperial-class Star Destroyers were key components of the Imperial fleet, showcasing their capacity for strategic operations. However, they also faced challenges. The Rebellion's heavy ion cannons effectively overwhelmed the shields of individual Star Destroyers, leading to significant losses. In the aftermath of the Galactic Civil War, Imperial-class Star Destroyers continued to serve various successor states, including the New Republic and the Galactic Alliance. Some of these ships, like the Mon Mothma, underwent refits to enhance their capabilities, including the installation of gravity well projectors. In rare instances, the Imperial-class Star Destroyers found themselves in private service, exemplified by the Errant Venture, a ship that was initially in poor condition but received extensive upgrades and became a notable vessel during the Yuuzhan Vong War. In summary, the history of the Imperial-class Star Destroyer reflects the broader narrative of the Galactic Empire's rise and fall, its enduring legacy, and the transformative power of military technology in shaping the galaxy. These warships became symbols of both fear and order, defining the era of Imperial rule and leaving an indelible mark on galactic history.